Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition here of Step Chat here in the Floativerse. For those of you that I've not had the pleasure yet of meeting, my name is Steve Jones. I am the executive director of Float, of Aloft Streaming, and Fulcrum, and a couple other things and projects and side hustles and all that other stuff. And welcome to another edition here, coming at you live from the Fortress of Solitude outside Seattle, Washington. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. And again, if you're watching it live with me here on Facebook, or if you're watching the replay on YouTube, thanks for taking time to spend it with me. Really appreciate it. Thank you. If I don't seem like myself tonight, that is because I am not. I am actually recovering from being quite ill this week. Both A to the L to the EXA and I both worked ourselves this week to the point of exhaustion and illness. Admittedly, she's in far worse shape than I am. I appear to be getting better. She does not. But there's only so much you can make a person do anyway. So there's that. So yeah, there we go. In fact, it got to the point where on Friday night, I actually spent small period of time at the ER Friday night. So, yeah, it's been that kind of a week. The great thing about it is that and you guys remember my parents were here last week and everything else. We picked up an event that ended up being almost $20,000 when it was all said and done. The problem is we already had 5 figures worth of work already going on that week. So, when you basically triple your workload at one point, it gets to be a lot. And so needless to say, it was quite a thing there. Actually, I thought that would be something different, so I take that off. Hello, Angela. Good to see you. Thank you very much for being here. We're going to try and do this. There we go. So we're going to do that. I kind of like it when people, I'm going to try to start spotlighting more of our people, but the little text thing on the right is kind of small and tiny. So let's do this, a better way. So yeah, there we go. But what it ended up happening is that I had gotten a tremendous amount of, congestion built up in my head, like a tremendous amount of it. Hello, Miss Stephanie. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. And I had gotten a tremendous amount of congestion built up in my head. And while I'm walking around the shop, I'm wearing earbuds. And when I went to take the earbud out of my ear, I just heard this pow. And all of a sudden, it was like somebody clopped me in the side of the head. And I've only experienced this once before in my life. And that's when I was landing in Australia and I ruptured an eardrum. I was in a very similar situation with a lot of head congestion and everything else. Dina, I'm so sorry you're both feeling bad. This line of work is feast or famine. Yeah, you're right. You got to make hay while the sun is shining. I mean, that's all there is to it. So you got to do what you got to do. Thank you, Linda. Thank you very much to you. Appreciate you for being here tonight. So when I ruptured my eardrum going into Australia, I just thought, oh God, please tell me this is not happening again. When I was in Australia, I actually had to address that problem for almost a week before it was like, okay, I can't do anything anymore and I got to go to the doctor. So I just said this flat, I'm going. And I thank God it's not. Basically what they said is that when I pulled the earbud out with the congestion, it took my eardrum and it kind of, if you've ever done anything, like you take a vacuum or whatever, it kind of created a vacuum inside my ear and it stretched my eardrum. And then the fluid in my head filled it. And so it was basically now stuck. So I've been in the process of trying to clear all that out. And I will say that my ears have been getting progressively better. But unfortunately, as many of you know, when you get ill, you tend to be fine during the day, or at least better during the day. But then when the nighttime comes, then you start feeling crappy again. And well, it is 6 p.m. So you can imagine where I'm starting to be right now. And there you go. Adriana, good to see you. One of our fabulous designers coming to Float 2026. Good to see you. And Liliana, nice to see you as well. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for joining us. And to one of our newbies, Nicole, good to see you as well. Thank you for being here. Glad to have you once again. So yeah. Today I slept for like 10 hours. I got up. In fact, I didn't even get here to shop today till like 10 a.m. I'm sure Alexa probably thought, what the hell's happened to him? But yeah, so it was pretty rough, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And as Dina pointed out earlier, like I said, when you got to make hay when the sun is shining, that's all there is to it. You can't turn down opportunities because it's inconvenient. Mr. Greg Aragoni, one of our fabulous crew members coming to float. Glad you're feeling better. Joette, thank you very much for the well wishes. Joette, one of our fabulous vendors coming to float 2026. So glad to have you there as well. Yep. Sherry Hatcher, thank you very much. I appreciate it. We're feeling, I like I said, I'm at least on the mend. I don't know about her. I really don't. I don't know. Her attitude is her attitude about it is actually very much like how a guy approaches it. It's like, what's a doctor going to do? Tell me to go lay down? I mean, it's that kind of a thing. What did concern me though, and I will share this with everybody here. So the young woman that took me back into the room, she whipped out the old sphygmomanometer and did my blood pressure check. And she looked at me and she says, "Your blood pressure is really high." And at that moment, I, of course, tried to play it off. I'm like, "Well, have you looked in the mirror?" She thought that was funny. But after a second check, they made it pretty clear that, yeah, I need to start really thinking about that because apparently I looked at the numbers and it's high. And of course, my argument was, well, I mean, I'm a small business owner. I've been dealing with family in town and a massive a week of work and everything else. But at the end of the day, your body doesn't care, right? I mean, let's be honest. At the end of the day, your body's going to do what your body's going to do, and so I've got to start finding ways to chill. So, because again, as I've discovered this past week alone, I'm 56, getting ready to be 57 in December, and I just can't do the same stuff I used to do when I was in my 30s and 40s. So, is what it is. Hopefully, though, everything will be fine. We're good to go. Enough about me rambling. How about we get to the show, everybody? Let's get going here. So let's do the good old screen sharing thing. Bear with me for 1 second while I get this all set up for you here. Let's chat with Sherry while I get this set up for you here. Don't play with blood pressure. I've had high blood pressure since I was 17. Medication is huge. I can imagine. Excuse me. Yeah, that's not the best thing in the world. And I do apologize because I am clearly going to cough at various times throughout the show. It's not my intention to do so. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, there's only one problem. Okay, so bear with me for a second here. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability. Let's see if it stays on there. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, but unfortunately, okay. So one thing I have to do. Hold on 1 second. I got to turn off. I got to turn this feature off while I'm doing this part because, unfortunately, I can't bring I can't when I do the full screen share. I can't see the controls at all. And so, unfortunately, that's I mean, I didn't even think about, but yeah, I can't do that while I'm doing this here. So let's try this again. All right, let's get back into the setting here, and if we have to bring anybody's comments or things up, we can do it later on. So that's fine. Okay, so I'm waiting for my video feed to catch up on my phone. Looks like it's going on there. There it goes. Thank you, Linda. Your mind says you could do it, but your body says you can't. Yeah, there's truth to that. Lisa, hope you feel better soon. Thank you. Alyssa Murray, one of our fabulous instructors coming to float. And of course, Lisa McIntyre being one of our crew members and one of our network queens. There's that. Happy anniversary, Steve. Thank you very much. We will be talking about that here very, very shortly. So I am going to apologize up front because occasionally I will be coughing. I don't mean to cough in your face or in your ear or anything. The only good news is you've got a built-in screen guard. So there you go. Or a built-in sneeze guard. So you're protected. So once again, thank you all very much for joining me on episode 284 of Step Chat. Allow the show to commence. As mentioned earlier, we have some very important deadlines to talk about that are coming up very, very soon. The first of which is tomorrow. As Lisa alerted to, Aloft Streaming is celebrating its 3rd anniversary, and I'm very excited about this. For 3 days, we are giving away 3 free months of membership. So what that means is you sign up for 6, you get 9. You sign up for 12, you get 15. So you don't need a coupon. You just have to join between yesterday and tomorrow. If you are coming to Float, this is a deal you should take advantage of. Because remember, all the perks that you get with it coming to Float. We're going to cover that in another episode. I'm not going to go through all that tonight. But yeah, that's very important that you keep that in mind. There's lots and lots of benefits if you're an Aloft member at Float. So if you want to join, just go to floatconvention.com and click on Aloft. I do need to remind everybody, though, this is only for new memberships. It's not for existing members. I know it sucks, but at the same time, how many times have you heard a special on the radio or whatever, and it's a better deal that you're currently paying for, and then they say, oh, it's new members only. Well, yeah, because they've got you. That's kind of the thing. So it's just the way business goes. Thank you, Dina. Dina has posted the link to Aloft in the Facebook chat. So thank you very much for that, Dina. Greatly appreciate you. Tabitha Miller, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. One of our fabulous instructors coming to Float, and Sandy Presley, one of our great crew members coming. Got to take care of you. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much for that, and I appreciate it. So remember, you have until tomorrow to take advantage of this deal. The deal is off the table on Tuesday. Speaking of Tuesday is the absolute last day to get the $695 price point for Float 2026. If you are a U.S. domestic resident, after Tuesday, that price will go up to $795. It goes up another $100. So if you would like to save some money and attend Float for a discount, I would strongly suggest you get signed up as soon as possible. Go to floatconvention.com. If you want to understand the pricing better, go to floatconvention.com/pricing, and it's all explained for you there. Remember that the domestic academic pass goes up by $100. The jam pass goes up by $20. The weekend pass goes up by $25. So make sure that you take advantage of these deals while you can. We have warned you over and over and over again. So keep that in mind. Folks, it's going to be here before you know it. In fact, at some point in October, we're going to be looking at 100 days till Float. If that doesn't scare you, I don't know what does. But yeah, it has literally flown up on us in a way that I never imagined. And there's still so much to do. It's insane. But the biggest conversation that's been going on right now about Float are the flotation passes. And one of the questions that I've been getting from a lot of people over and over and over again is, oh my God, how many are available? Please remember, we at this time are not limiting the flotation passes. We don't have to this time. We don't have the same spatial restrictions like we did at the past hotel. So we will be honoring as many passes as are purchased. However, what I will say is we're not going to sell them after January 3rd, I believe it is. So if you, and I know what's going to happen with a lot of you now, you're going to be like, oh, good, I got a couple months. Yeah, that's true, but don't come crying to me on the 4th because I won't sell you one. It's too late then. So please keep in mind that we're going to be selling these until January 3rd. Last day to purchase a flotation pass is January 3rd. So there you go. Did someone say low flotation? Yes, Miss Stephanie, we did. So keep that in mind. Now, but along these lines, I finally got around to something today that should have been done a long time ago. Those of you that were flotation pass holders in 2024, you were sent an email just over an hour ago. Now, keep in mind that email address was sent to the email that you used to register for Float 2024 with. There's at least one person on there that I'm probably going to have to track down because I know Jacinia doesn't use that email address anymore, so I have to probably forward it to her. But for those of you that were members of the flotation program in 2024, you never got your digital downloads. Well, that has been corrected as of today. At 5 p.m. Pacific time, you were sent an email that included direct links and coupon codes to download the 4 classes that were uploaded to the website that were part of the Float 2024 program. That's Table Lux Decor by Don Gertman, Organic is Big Business with Ali Kahan and Tiffany Moreno. Excuse me. Girls Just Want to Have Fun and Balloons with Anthony Lena, and Bold Backdrops with Jenny Porter. All of those have been sent, and that's good to go. Dina, I got mine. Yay. So there's that. But many of you will know that there were 10 videos that were originally part of the program, and yet you're only seeing 4 here. And as we've discussed before, but I will recap once again. Due to circumstances beyond my control, because I was not the one recording these classes, 6 of these classes were either damaged to the point of unusable, or the content that was captured can't be used. And so as a result, we came up 6 videos short. Now, if you go to the balloondvds.com digital site, you'll see that all of these videos are $50 a piece. So the solution was easy. The solution was just to give everybody a credit for $50 for 6 videos, and that's $300. But I felt, in all sincerity, that wasn't good enough because you guys had to wait this long. So in addition to the 4 videos that you get direct downloads for, you were also given a credit of $400 in digital downloads. So you can now go on there, you can download the video, any video that you want from the service. You can use the credit anywhere you want. You can't use it towards a loft. You can only use it for digital downloads. Okay. But that's how it's going to work out. You can buy any video that's listed on the site with it. I just went through and did a lot of cleaning the other day, cleaned it all up. So we found some titles that were missing. We found some that we'd uploaded, but apparently never assigned to anything. So it was, oh, what do you know? So there's some new videos on there for some of you that aren't new for me, but you know, and then yeah. So there you go. So by all means, digital downloads available for you for taking advantage of the Flotation Pass. There is a reason specifically why we didn't include the videos in this year's Flotation Pass, because again, I don't want to find myself in a similar situation. I'm not expecting to be honest with you, because this time around we are handing this off to a company to actually do the recording of classes. But I'm not going to take a chance on it. So what we'll probably do is, if we end up selling the videos, like the Flotation Pass people may get a credit for a couple of them, and then they'll get a cheaper rate than everybody else on any other classes, and so on and so forth. We'll just work it from there. But there's that. But there is one catch. The catch is that you do have to use the coupon codes that are included in the email that you were sent before December 31st. These do not live forever. You can't just call me up 2 years from now and say, hey, where's that download, blah, blah, blah. Originally, I was going to make it like halfway through October because here's the problem. If you do these things with like 3 months like this is, people forget. And then they call you like 3 days into January. Oh my God, I completely forgot. And it doesn't matter that you've sent emails because they're busy or whatever. So then I made it for October 15th. And then I really said to myself, wait, but these people have been waiting 2 years, almost 2 years to get these videos. How can I tell them they have 2 weeks? So I went to December 31st. But again, I do want to remind everybody that you do need to make damn sure that you take advantage of it and download while you can. Linda, thank you, Steve. It's great. I really appreciate it. And thank you. I appreciate you and your patience and your support. So thank you very much, because again, couldn't do any of this without you guys. Once again, we have 2 Fulcrum panels coming to Float 2026, and I'm looking for topics. So if you have a topic that you would like to see covered, please, by all means, reach out to me and let me know about it. I'd be happy to consider it. I am actually not going to be able to attend either Fulcrum panel this time around because our teacher lunch meeting is at that exact same time. But I am looking forward to the results of this. And remember, The fulcrum panels are included as part of the academic package. So, in other words, if you've signed up for a weekend pass or a jam pass, you can't go to the fulcrum panels. You can only go if you are attending as an academic attendee. And I have mentioned this before. I'll bring it up again. I have decided to move Fulcrum 2027 to another city. So we will chat about more on that. In fact, we will probably just unveil that for you at Float. So that way you'll know. Because we have some work to do still to figure out where we're going, but there's that. We've been getting a lot of interest lately in new sponsors, new vendors, and that kind of thing. I do want to remind you all that we do have sponsorships available for Float. We have competitions you can sponsor. We have decor you can sponsor. We've got activities and functions you can sponsor. We've got charging stations you can sponsor. We've got all kinds of stuff out there. So if you want to take a look at your own budget and say, okay, well, I can spend this much, we probably have an option for you. So let me know if we'd be more than happy to send you some information. Tabitha, I thought Fulcrum was on the year off of Float. So what makes us different from Float? Well, okay, so let's go back to that. Okay, so remember, Fulcrum at Float is not Fulcrum. Fulcrum is just it's on the schedule. We have 2 panel discussions at noon on Sunday. Instead of having 2 full days of panel discussions, we just have 2 panels. And they're going on Sunday at noon. The idea is to give people an idea about what Fulcrum is like in the hopes that they will enjoy it and then they'll want to come to Fulcrum in 2027. Does that make sense? It's kind of a teaser, I guess you would call it that. It's like an ad for Fulcrum 2027. So there you go. But we did Fulcrum at Float last time too. We did it in 2024 at Float. We had 2. I was on one of them. The panel I was on is If I Knew Then What I Know Now. It's like looking back over your career, what mistakes would you have done, or what would you have done differently? You know, what things are you glad you did, that kind of thing. And to be honest, I think that's a discussion that could be repeated with just different people. We just put different panelists on it, and I think that is a panel that could be done. It's probably a panel that could be done every convention. Somebody did ask also about on the same line, if I'm signed up for the foundation program, can I go to Fulcrum? Yes. If you're a foundational member coming to the convention, you can attend the Fulcrum at Float panels. That is allowed. Absolutely. Happy to do it, Tabitha. Okay. So let's get back over here. All right. We talked about this. Now, the good news is our vendor showcase, I'm pleased to share that we picked up a brand new sponsor, or a brand new vendor, excuse me. And there is a difference, by the way. A sponsor is someone who contributes money towards the overall event. A vendor specifically contributes money to rent a space on this trade show floor. So a sponsor is somebody, for example, that donates, that gives money to sponsor decorations or sponsors a DJ or whatever. That's a sponsor. A vendor is someone who is specifically, I'm giving you money, but you're giving me X amount of square footage so that I can promote my business. That's the difference. This is not to say that either one is appreciated more or less. We just put them into 2 different categories. I'm happy to share with you that we have a brand new vendor coming to the showcase. And I'm very excited about this because from what I can gather, they're a manufacturer without a brand. And this will be the first time we have a company from Malaysia coming to Float. The Everts Balloon Company out of Malaysia is going to be joining us. Now, as I understand it, and I could be wrong, but it looks like they produce balloons for balloon companies. So we have now gotten to the point where manufacturers who make balloons but don't really sell them to anybody but other balloon people now want to come to Float to find companies to make balloons for. I think Float's getting up there. I can't really complain about this. So yeah, I'm very excited to have them joining us at the convention. Very excited about this. If it is possible, I can't say 100%, but let's say you wanted to create your own little boutique line of balloons. These might be the people to talk to. Just saying. So there you go. Yes, they do. I got someone I was there. Oh, Stephanie, you already know this company. Well, there you go. Fantastic. That's great to know. Very excited. I'm telling you what, when you find out when you start hearing about some of these companies that are coming to the vendor showcase and being part of Float this year, the reputation is definitely getting around. I'm very, very happy about this. So thank you very much to our friends at Everts who are going to be joining us for the very first time at Float 2026. Okay, kids, back to Aloft. For those of you unfamiliar, Aloft is our 24-hour streaming service that Float offers. It has over 150 classes, videos, and podcast episodes pertaining from all kinds of industry icons and legends and up-and-coming artists and talent, and really, really good stuff coming your way. And it's all available for it's all available for a subscription fee. We have a 6-month option and a 1-year option. And remember, if you sign up as part of our anniversary celebration, if you sign up before Monday, by tomorrow, excuse me, you do get 3 free months added onto your membership. So there's that. Again, I want to thank each and every one of you for showing your support to Aloft. It's been tremendous. I'm still so bummed. We have about somewhere between 40 and 60 videos that we can't upload. We don't have the digital sources for them anymore. We had a hard drive crash, and the guy that tried to rescue it said it was too far gone. There was nothing he could do. I really wish I'd taken it back from him, because there are other companies out there I could have sent it to. And I just didn't. I took him at his word. And then later found out other people are like, dude, he could have just been doing this. You could have been, there's companies that recover stuff off ocean floors and this and that. I'm like, oh my God. But we have all the DVDs of those. So it's possible that we could find a source to rip those off, rip them from the DVD and make an actual video out of them. Everything I've ever seen on those, though, the quality has been awful. So I just don't know if it's going to work or not. But I'm still exploring it. So I haven't given up, just so you know. So there's that. So yes, absolutely. There we have it. Now, I want to thank our friends at Bubblegum Balloons for putting on a terrific class last Tuesday. Thank you again to our friends at Anagram for sponsoring Bubblegum. I'm pleased to share that I am about halfway through editing the video, and that should be uploaded onto the Aloft service sometime in the coming week or so. Now, do remember, I have technically until October 10th, but I'm going to try to get it on much sooner so that you can take advantage of the designs the ladies taught in reference to Halloween. So there's that. I do want to thank all of you who actually were able to attend as well. Unfortunately, I have yet to confirm the date of our next class with our instructor. So I do apologize. I hope to have that information as soon as possible. And I assure you that as soon as I have it, I will post it in the group. But unfortunately, I do not have a date yet. And because I don't have a date yet, I don't want to make a commitment, because this gentleman is not in the balloon world. This is an outside balloon world conversation. So I want to make sure that this is, at first he hemmed and hawed about it, didn't want to do it. Then he did, but now I can't get a hold of him again. So now I'm wondering if he turned around and decided he's not going to do it again. I don't know. It's people are weird, right? I mean, it's nothing against him. Just he's very busy. He's got stuff going on. Maybe he can't do it. I don't know, but I want to hear it from him, so I know. So as soon as I know about October's class, I'll be more than happy to share it. But I know what some of you are thinking. Some of you are like, Steve, it's almost October and there's been no podcast episode. Bam! Yes, there is. I'm happy to share with you that the raw episode of episode 26. Let's try that one more time. The raw recording of episode 26 was done this afternoon. So yay. It shouldn't take me long to get it mixed down, and I'll have it ready for you, uploaded to the Aloft system later this week. So thank you very much for that. I'm also thinking about putting the first 3 episodes of the Rubber Bubble podcast up on the download site for free. Because if you remember, the first 3 episodes were my introduction, 5 things I want to say to veterans, 5 things I want to say to newbies, right? So the idea is to give people an idea of what it is, and then hopefully they'll join Aloft, and then they'll want the rest of the episodes. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, this particular episode is a look back on the pandemic and what's different, what's changed, what I see going forward from this point on, that kind of thing. So I'm excited about that, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So that's coming later this week. So thank you very much once again for your support. And thank you to all of you that are watching once again that are members of Aloft Streaming. Thank you. Okay, let's get to our street level content. That's the Float Network stuff. That's our other kind of day to day floaty type stuff to talk about. And let's get going. We'll start off once again with the Step Chat survey. The truth is, I'm kind of running out of questions to ask about traveling or conventions or that kind of thing without getting into proprietary kind of information. So today's question was pretty simple. We are about to enter the fourth and final quarter of the year. The fourth and final quarter, of course, October 1st is kind of the beginning of holiday season. Now, keep in mind, some people think, well, that's Thanksgiving and then the whole thing. No, I consider October 1st all the way through the year holiday season because Halloween is a huge holiday. Um, and then you've got, I mean, Diwali's in there somewhere. You got, I mean, I hate to say it, but breast cancer month is like, for some people, that's like a huge chunk of their money. Thanksgiving, for me, not so much, but for other people, maybe. If you do big parade stuff or whatever. Of course, Christmas is after that. Then you've got Hanukkah for some people. You've got New Year's Eve, of course. So the idea was which of those holidays produces the most overall gross revenue for your business? Now, I will say I was kind of disappointed because we didn't get much of a response to this. We only got 17 people that took time to answer the survey. And to be honest, I was kind of surprised. I guess it was, and I guess it wasn't. Now, to be fair, well, let me forget this. Hold on. So 41% of you said Christmas. So by Christmas, I'm assuming that means you're doing Christmas parties, you're doing a Halloween party or holiday parties. So you're not doing obviously Christmas decor for Christmas itself, but you're doing, employee parties, company events, that kind of thing in conjunction with the Christmas holiday or a holiday party, which would also technically qualify as Christmas because some companies don't like to call it Christmas because it offends their employees. Second place was New Year's Eve with 29%, which I guess makes sense because I know that not everyone, if you don't live in a very urban area, you probably don't have a lot of New Year's Eve business, as opposed to people like me who do. By the way, had I voted in this, that would have been my selection, was New Year's Eve, because of all of these categories. New Year's Eve is the one we make more money on every year than everything else. Halloween was next at third. Originally, I would have said Halloween, but the truth of the matter is that I often conflate Halloween with October. October is a tremendously busy month for us, and I just assume it's Halloween, but it's not always related to Halloween. A lot of it's corporate stuff that just happens to fall in October. So there's that. And then one person, it's interesting. One person wrote another option not listed, but didn't ever quote what the event was or the holiday was. So there's that. So yeah. There you go. And the 1% are basically zeros. It just doesn't add up mathematically, I guess. So there's all that. So thank you all very much for taking the time to answer the survey. I do want to remind everybody once again that Float is on YouTube at youtube.com/@thefloativerse. As always, we ask that you subscribe to our channel to help us with growth. It really also helps to like, to share, to leave comments, that kind of thing. We would really appreciate if you did that. Again, it's all about helping get the word out and to get people to get the channel pushed to more and more balloon people so that we can hopefully eventually reach them. So there is that. Also, I do want to retrack a little bit here. Last week, as you all know, we had that massive Tuesday and Wednesday schedule, and my parents were here and everything else. So my goal was to get the Step Chat episode 283 edited down for Thursday. Well, the truth of the matter is the final recording only came to 30 minutes. So with that being said, I never did a summary. If the show itself was 30 minutes or less, I don't really think we need to do a summary. And once I realized how short it was and abbreviated, because again, my parents were sitting here and I went as quickly as I possibly could. With that being said, I just don't think there's a need for a summary episode if it's only 30 minutes long. So there's that. But with regard to this coming week, we're back on the regular schedule. So obviously, we're doing the live broadcast tonight here on Facebook. Tomorrow, the full episode of 284 will be uploaded to our YouTube channel, and the summary version will be available on Tuesday, just for you. So there you go. I also want to remind everybody that our good friend and colleague, Pia Guadalupe, is going to be hosting another episode of La Familia Float con Pia Guadalupe tomorrow night. That is September 29th, right here on both the Float Facebook page and on her own Instagram account. So Pia's Instagram will be doing the live feed on Instagram, and I'll be hosting the live feed here on Facebook. And she's going to be interviewing our gal from Southern Cal, Jessica Cruz Torres. So we're looking forward to having Jessica joining us. Remember that the show is done. Oh, there you go, 6:37. Thank you, Sherry. 6:37 p.m., folks. The show is broadcast in Spanish, so please keep that in mind when you tune in. No complaints, please, that you can't understand what anybody's saying. Thing is, though, I wonder if Facebook now offers a translation. I wonder if they offer a translation service through their live text or whatever. I'm not sure, but that'll be interesting to find out. So thank you very much for that. Looking forward to having Jessica join Pia Guadalupe tomorrow night. And of course, on Tuesday night, their very own Lisa McIntyre will be hosting Kick It Back with Lisa Mac. That is our virtual happy hour. That'll be taking place at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and whatever the hell time it is where you are. Excuse me. And by the way, I forgot to mention before, Pia's show will be at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And once again, whatever the hell time it is where you are. So Lisa's show, if you're unfamiliar, is a virtual happy hour that takes place every Tuesday. There are people that join in live on the Zoom call, and you can be one of those people just by using the link featured in the Float Convention group. Yes, the broadcast is done on the page, but the link is on the group. The show broadcasts live on the page for about an hour. You can either join the call live or you can just leave comments in the chat there on the broadcast. Then after that, the show goes into what's called after party mode, where they talk about anything and everything and anybody and blah, blah, blah. And don't stick your foot in your mouth because it's not tasty. But yeah, so that's all coming this Tuesday with Lisa McIntyre. So once again, Kick It Back with Lisa Mac. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Nicole, we got to figure out what's wrong with your PayPal, hon, because I'm not, I've had multiple people take care of it. They're not having the same problems you are. Not this time anyway. Okay, let's get to, but I do want to remind everybody that next Tuesday is Lisa's international style version of the show. What does that mean? Well, you'll notice the time difference. Murphy, what the hell are you doing? Sorry. You'll notice the time difference there. The show starts at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's 10 a.m. Eastern time. And whatever the hell time it is where you are. And it's because Lisa likes to invite the internationals to join us on the call those days, because for them, her normal show is like 3 a.m. So this way, Lisa came up with a way that every month the internationals could join in live on the call and not be like, having to drink lots of coffee like somebody here is to keep himself conscious during the course of the show. So mark your calendars, because that's going to be not this coming Tuesday, but next Tuesday, October 7th, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and whatever the hell time it is where you are. And as Lisa likes to point out, everyone is welcome. There you go. And with that, folks, that will do it for tonight's episode of Step Chat. There we go. Let me get to where I can stop sharing. There we have it. Okay, fantastic. There we go. Yay, now I can do this again. When I first started doing Step Chat here with this format, I was using the picture function. And if I did the picture function, I could still see all the controls and everything else. The problem is, though, as you know, I end up, you're limited to like 10 or 15 slides on here. And I do slideshows sometimes with 40, 50 slides in it. So it's just not going to work that way. So, it's just like how it goes and all that other stuff. Lots of fun accents next week. There you go. Very good. So, yeah. So There we go. Very excited about that. Okay, so if anybody's got any questions out there, this would be the time to throw them out into the chat. I'd be more than happy to address them. Catherine, good to see you. I didn't see you before, I did see you before, but I couldn't spotlight you. So there we go. Good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. Glad to have you here with us tonight. So beyond that, yeah, we'll see what's going on with everybody. Like I said, we are coming up very soon on the 100 days till float. God, there's a lot of stuff to do. A lot of stuff to do. Check it out, folks. Jessica Patty from Bargain Balloons is here. Hi, Jessica. Good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of stuff coming your way very soon, very quickly. Yeah, we got a lot going on. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Lots of good stuff happening, though. More classes than we've ever had before, more activities than we've ever had before. All kinds of fun stuff. And we're even still coming up with more stuff. Let's see. Here's a good question for everybody here. Jessica Patty, are there any decorating themes for float? That's a great question. So yes, there are. With regard to, let's put it this way. If you're referring to your booth at the vendor showcase, no, you're allowed to do your booth any way you want to do it. Some people like to tie into the opening night theme, but by no means is it necessary. If you are sponsoring decor at the event, you can pretty much do whatever you want. The general theme for the convention this year is a whole new dimension. It is an outer space / alien theme because Reno is very close to Area 51. So that's what we've decided to go with this year. So we're kind of hoping that we get that kind of a focus to the event. But that's for opening night. So there you go. The final night gala, if you're involved at all with the final night gala, the theme, of course, is a tribute to Tommy DeLorenzo. The designers are already working on that. And of course, the primary color will, of course, be green. So there's that. The Monday soiree has yet to be sponsored. And since it has yet to be sponsored, there has not been a theme determined yet. And then, Club Latex is however you want to do it. The karaoke party, the Friday Night Fun can be any way you want to do it. It just depends on what you want to do. All of those, by the way, still have, most of the other events. The gala is almost sold out. The only other event with any sponsorship at this point is the opening night entrance decor has been taken by our friends at Gemar. Beyond that, everything else is still wide open. So I'm surprised to see that. But at the same time, I'm not. Because last year, I specifically remember in 2024, like a lot of stuff got scooped up at the end. So there's that. Here's a good question. When are you announcing competition information? That will be coming sometime next month, probably the second half of the month. The reason for this is entirely on me. Ryan and Laurel have not yet received some of the rules to review because some of the rules haven't been created yet because we have a brand new competition and Steve has been dropping the ball. So I have to get my butt in gear and get that done so that they have the ability to take care of that. So there we go. Linda, here's a question. Are you decorating in the lobby of the hotel? So with regard to the primary hotel, we are not allowed to. Well, what's funny is we were told we're not allowed to. And then when I was walking on my last trip out there, they were like, oh, and you can do stuff here and you can do stuff here. I'm like, wait. You said we had to start at this line. And they're like, well, we kind of changed our mind. So I can't tell somebody this is the first line. You get to decorate the very first thing at the decor and then allow other people to buy in front of it. You just can't do that. So we'll see. But they're encouraging us to do all kinds of other stuff. But no, what's going to happen is when you pass through the lobby of the hotel, you pass through by the elevators, and then right there where the retail starts, that's where the convention space technically begins, and that's where the decor is going to start. So there's that. Tabitha Miller, is Philomena going to be getting an alien costume? No, I don't think so. But you never know. You never know. I will say that Philomena might have a friend. That's all I'm going to say. You'll leave that there. So there's that. So yeah, there you go. Good questions. Good questions, everybody. Yeah, in fact, it just occurred to me that it's like October on Wednesday. I'm like, oh God, we talked about talking to the competitions on in October. Once again, we're probably going to do a special episode of Step Chat for the competitions. I don't want to, because again, the competition breakdown can take 90 minutes by itself. So we'll probably do a Thursday night episode of Step Chat to cover the competitions. That way, people that normally tune in who aren't interested don't have to, be bogged down with it during the regular show. Or we could always do the regular show and then go after that. But again, I am very conscious of the fact that right now it's almost 10 p.m. on the East Coast. So, I don't want to keep the show going and going and going in that regard. So there's that. But you also have to keep in mind, Linda, to your question, though, a lot of this is going to depend on the sponsors. We have lots of areas that can be sponsored for decor, and if they don't do it, we'll have to see. I don't think that we are. I really don't think that we're charging too much for this. But I know that some of our sponsors have invested way more already than they have ever done. So it's hard to say whether or not they want to keep shelling out more money. If that makes sense. But yeah, but again, we're working on lots of people that have never been to float before, as far as that goes. So I'm getting excited myself. Like I said, some of the companies that are talking about it are pretty exciting. So, yes, that makes it so super long. I like a separated episode for the competition. Yeah, I agree. You do realize, Tabitha, as an instructor, you're not eligible though, right? You know that you can't compete. Linda, I have tons of inflatable aliens if you need them. You can bring whatever you want to bring. That's all I got to say. So there we have it. So yeah, always fun stuff. Always fun stuff. I thought it was very funny today that Christina Getz posted in the Float forum that she's already being tagged with orange outfits or something. Amazon ads are now targeting her with orange outfits. Like, yeah, there we go. It's coming. For those of you that are new to float, opening night is either, you can come any way you want to come, but it's always a costume night. So if you want to make up your own outer space alien outfit, whatever, you can do that. In addition to that, you also have the ability to, if you don't wear an alien outfit, then we ask you to come in orange. We ask you to wear all kinds of orange. And the plan is, by the way, we're going to come up, we're going to get back to this again. We haven't done this for a while, but we are going to get back to an orange shirt available for the orange store. We used to do, like every convention, we would have one orange design exclusively for people that didn't have an orange shirt to wear. I don't think we did it last time, but I think we're going to get back to it this time and come up with an orange shirt for that. Ryan Farewell, good to see you, sir. Thank you very much. Our competition director, speaking of the devil, there he is. Orange or bust, that's right. Or orange on your bust. Just depends, right? There you go. So it's all that fun stuff there. So yeah. So yeah, very excited about all this. Like I said, it's but don't blame Ryan or Laurel on any of that stuff, because they're still waiting on stuff from me. But thank you for lighting a fire under my butt to remind me, so I can get that taken care of. So there you go. Yeah. So there we have it. Okay, well, I'll give it another minute to see if there's any more questions that want to come in. Come here, Mom. Dude, come here. All right, don't. He's refusing to get off it. Oh, and then when I stop paying attention, that's when you do it. Come here. Ah. Somebody was laying on his back and extremely comfortable and didn't want to get up. Yes, hello, sir. Say hi to everybody, Murphy. Say hi. Everybody, Murphy. Murphy, everybody. Say hello. Spawn some hearts for this video. There you go, dog. There you go. So, of course, I don't see any yet. Interesting. Nobody loves you anymore. Sorry. There you go. There it is. There, I knew it was coming eventually. There we have it. So there we have it. There we have it. There we have it. Yeah, it's Murphy. For those of you that don't know, this is my family here in Seattle. Yep. By the way, I will be an advocate for this. For those of you that are living alone, yes, he's a pain in the butt. Yes, he's a lot more work than I ever thought he was going to be, and all this other stuff. But I will say that having a dog around absolutely enhances my life and makes me a little less lonely. So there you go. Thank you, sir. Thank you, my good friend. There we go. So see, and then here's all the love coming at you. Here's all the love. All the love. Everybody loves you, Murphy. There you go. So there we have it. All right. I'm not seeing any new questions in the comments. So I guess it's safe to say that Mr. Murphy's going to hop down there, and I guess we're going to call it a night. So with that being said, everybody, thank you very much. Tell Taddy that you need an orange vest. He actually has one. He actually has one. And to be fair, when I first got him and I first got the vest, I used to change it every time before the show. So I would put him in the orange vest before the show. But then I just kind of stopped doing it because that was just kind of silly, but it's fine. But he does have one. But to be fair, Murphy is not coming to float. The hotel technically does not allow personal pets, even though they will not confront someone who brings them. Because when I was there the last time, I mean, I swear to God, I damn near stepped on 4 dogs walking around the hotel. And I even said to our rep, I said, Rachel, I said, you guys said that you don't allow personal animals in here. And I said, yeah, we don't. And I said, then what the hell? And she's like, well, basically the policy is that they can have a support animal, but we're not allowed to ask them. We're not allowed to ask them if it's a support animal. So there you go. I guess Ty wants me to put him in his vest next show. So there's that. So there we have it. So yeah, there you go. So that'll be funny. But no, the truth of the matter is, I just don't think that Murphy he's too much to address. First of all, he has to go outside every 4 to 5 hours, or else we have accidents everywhere. And he is ungodly needy. Now, the good thing is that I could literally at float pass him around to anybody to watch him, because he'll probably have a heart attack, because like total strangers, it's like, oh my God, who are you? Ah! So I can only imagine what he's going to do when 1,000 people are like trying to make friends with him. And I know that people could even do signups like babysit Murphy and whatever, blah blah blah. But I'm not. It's just too much. It's just too much to deal with in that regard. Having him there, and so. But I do. That does remind me, though. I do need to check into that. His A to the L to the EXA's niece actually lives here in Seattle, and she's his adopted mommy when I'm not around. So I got to make sure that they're available. I'm going to be gone for a while, so I got to make sure they can take him the whole time. So yeah, there's that. Okay, guys. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time tonight, and we will see you next time. We'll see you tomorrow night with Pia Guadalupe show, La Familia Float. And if not, hopefully I can make Tuesday's Lisa show. So hopefully I'll see you there too. So guys, thank you all once again. In the meantime, get out there and kick some butt. Have a good one.